so that it wouldn't actually implode until they could get their act together. And the point of getting their act together was not to save the world or not to save the people of the world, but to ensure that in the course of whatever happened, the people who had the money wouldn't lose 1 cent. And that's been the entire purpose of this. And you just think that all the journalists who spouted about justice and fairness and truth and honesty and all these things all their lives are on the side of that mission now. They have worked assiduously for 5 years to ensure that Larry Fink, the CEO of Blackrock, gets what he wants. And what he wants is totalitarianism. And he said it. These guys tell you exactly. He says, about 6 years ago he said it. He said that democracy isn't a great fit for the kind of capitalism we have going forward. Totalitarianism is better. And that's what he ordered. And on the 15th of August 2019, he issued a letter to the Federal Exchange and the G20 and all the various other interested parties, telling them that the world economy was on the point of collapse and needed to be taken down and wrapped in cotton wool. And that's what happened. And since then, they've been pumping money into it, driving the debts of every country into the stratosphere. And in a certain sense, that doesn't matter because I call it, it's the supernova of the currencies. So they're on the point of imploding. And so at the moment they implode, what will happen is that all bets will be off, apart from the ones that have been secured with concrete collateral. And that's what Blackrock is doing now. They're transferring the real wealth of our countries into the ownership of their clients. And anything they haven't finished in that will be done after the fact, because all the courts in the Western world have been rigged already to ensure that, for example, people think, the deeds of their house are in the bank, that there's security collateral against the debt that they owe on their house. Those papers, the deeds, will have been used multiple times in all kinds of transactions. And the people who will avail of it, who will benefit from it in the end, will not be the people who started the chain, who own the house, who have almost paid off the mortgage, and will think they can walk into the bank and get their deeds back. No. Those deeds will belong to the closest person to Larry Fink, who's in that chain. And the courts are fixed out, under no doubt about it. That's another thing I've only recently begun to understand. It's about it. The courts are not what we think they are. They're not there to, as referees in the great struggle of life, weighing up the truth and the lies and the facts and the untruths. They're business. They're about money. Don't be mistaken, don't be fooled by the robes or the pomp and ceremony. They're just grifters who seek to rob people. And that's what they'll be doing in this thing that kicks in, which could be any time from now on. My guess it won't happen before probably late September, but it could happen any time over the coming winter. We're very close to it now. And when that happens, we will be in a situation of massive social crisis, collapse of all social life, that would make the lockdown of 2020 seem like the most pressing issue to run for. And who knows what will happen then. There's all kinds of theories. I won't go into them all because there are so many changes in our country now that it's no longer our country. We know that. We're almost prisoners to it in a certain sense, if you want to stand that. Potentially prisoners. So I wanted then to go through the history of different things.